Coming from The Independent, schools serving military service members' kids are pulling books on civil rights history after Trump's DEI threats. The federal education system that supports Defense Department schools around the world has ordered schools under its purview to remove books from their libraries that deal with any topic relating to diversity, equity, and inclusion following Donald Trump's executive order. The missive from the Department of Defense Education Activity was issued on February 6, forcing schools like an elementary institution at the U.S. Army's Fort Campbell in Kentucky to round up books that don't align with the Trump administration's ideological views. So, just red cat, blue cat, green cat, orange cat? Is that it? Just pop-up books? Because that's the only thing that would align with Trump. The order demands that employees at 161 elementary and high schools around the world ensure compliance with executive orders and recent DoDEA guidance. But the order is reportedly being broadly interpreted by librarians and school officials to include any books dealing with issues that could be perceived as promoting one group over another, meaning that books about slavery, civil rights history, or treatment of Native Americans could be removed. No, because books where white people are promoted over every other group get to stay on the shelves. So let's not say that. Let's say anything that could potentially hurt the lies that white people tell must be removed. Schools have already been told they can't host events recognizing Black History Month and other cultural observances, agency spokesperson Will Griffin said last week. The document bans monthly cultural observances, prompting schools to immediately cancel Black History Month events and remove bulletin boards referencing Martin Luther King Jr., Harriet Tubman, and Rosa Parks, Tennessee's Clarksville Now reported. The DoDEA instructions also include anti-trans changes like ensuring programs for girls can only be accessed by biological females. I do not think those words mean what you think they mean. Just saying. Librarians at Fort Campbell's elementary school have reportedly been instructed to remove any books that contain discriminatory equity ideology. Discriminatory equity. Discriminatory equity. Discriminatory equity. Words have definitions for a reason. The school employees have reportedly been given a deadline of February 18th to remove the books. The librarians are frustrated. They're not getting any true guidance, but are getting specific time frames. One person told Clarksville, now under condition of anonymity for fear of reprisal. Now, there are some people that are like, oh, the point is chaos. No, it's not. No, it's not. Everything is being driven off of white supremacist lies, aka the talking points. Therefore, there is no plan of action behind it because they believe that every white person in the confines of these United States borders knows what they have in their head and will carry things out accordingly. We've had this conversation 1,000,001 times. Deconstructing white people and biracial individuals that have the ability to passe blanche have talked about being in certain circles and things being said because they assume you're on the same wavelength as them. So stop saying chaos is the plan. It's not. They're banking on racism reigning supreme within everyone and everyone just knowing how to carry things out. That's why there's no plans written out. Ironically, the DoDEA order may force the school to scrub the history of the famed 101st Airborne Division, which is based in Fort Campbell. The 101st was deployed to Little Rock, Arkansas in 1957 to protect black students during the desegregation of a high school. The moment was a pivotal turning point in the civil rights movement. Well, one of many. Another source told the outlet that a school in Europe under the DoDEA's purview was forced to remove books that discuss immigration in a positive light. Which is strange, because in order for this country to be founded, immigration had to happen. And not too long ago, people were bragging about their non-English speaking immigrant parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents coming with, $10 or less in their pocket, making it here. Because if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And isn't that a part of the American dream? The immigrant rags to riches. Last week, the U.S. Military Academy disbanded 12 campus clubs that stem from ethnic and gender affiliation, including a club founded in 1976 for female cadets and professional organizations such as the National Society of Black Engineers, according to Stars and Stripes. But the all-white, all-male organizations that are exclusive don't have to disband, right? Because it's equity that's discriminatory. Isn't that what they said? Did I get that right? More than 300,000 soldiers who fought for the United States during World War II were immigrants at the time of the conflict, according to the National World War II Museum. But you're pro-military, right? Pro-vet, right? How did y'all think that was going to go with a very anti-military, anti-vet individual that is just pro-military to be a sycophant for him and pro-war for him to have more power? The guidance is the result of Trump's executive orders titled Defending Women from Gender Ideology Extremism and Restoring Biological Truth to the Federal Government. You're removing truth from the federal government. But you also named your social media platform Truth Social, and it's where truth goes to die and bills don't get paid and profits don't get made. And ending radical indoctrination in K through 12 schooling. Increasing radical indoctrination is what you're actually doing. See how I fix those so easily? The American Library Association and the American Association of School Librarians lambasted the guidance as a shameful censorship decree that erases history and is designed to silence the voices of Americans whose lives reflect the diversity of our nation. Now, everybody cannot put together an individual library. Everybody cannot do certain things, but that's why people like me exist. This is why I read to folks online. This is why I share my book collection with people. So when you find somebody like that, make sure you help them and amplify our voices so that we can continue to do that and so that we can continue to save books, transcripts, manuscripts from what's going to happen inevitably. They're going to start burning shit again. By ordering the removal and suppression of learning materials and activities in its schools and libraries, the DoDEA is engaging in censorship of legitimate views and opinions that violates the First Amendment rights of those who serve our nation and their families, thereby denying them the very freedoms that they have pledged to protect with their lives, the group said in a statement this month. Freedom of speech does not mean singularly freedom to agree with one ideology. The brave people who defend us deserve to exercise the rights they protect, and their children deserve the right to read a broad array of materials and learn from a range of perspectives that reflect the abundance of ideas from all Americans, the statement says. Let's stop beating around the bush and let's tell the truth. Every person within the United States and abroad deserves to learn the actual factual history of not just the United States, but globally. There you have it. Stop pussyfooting around and just tell the people plain and simple the fucking truth. All of this trying to make nicey nice and make things not sound so bad is why we're here now. And why people think it's a fucking game. Say it plain, say it honestly, say it truthfully.